B2B buyers are human beings with real emotions. Whether we like it or not, people make decisions based on emotion first and justify them later with facts. Your content needs to address their pain points, tap into their aspirations, and clearly show how your solution solves their problems quickly and effectively. That's a quote from Alexis Trammell, CGO at Stratabeat, and a sneak peek at today's episode. Hi there, I'm Carrie Curran, business growth consultant, industry analyst, and host of Revenue Boost, a marketing podcast where we discuss smart strategies that drive revenue growth for all businesses. In this episode, B2B Content That Converts, Building Trust and Differentiation in a Crowded Market, I'm joined by Alexis Trammell, Chief Growth Officer at Stratabeat. Alexis and I discuss how to compete against AI-powered search results and how to craft B2B content that builds trust, drives engagement, and conversions. We also cover the importance of clear differentiation, the impact of mid and bottom funnel content, and how to align your team around messaging that resonates with buyers. So whether you're navigating the challenges of AI or striving to create content that cuts through the noise, this episode is packed with actionable strategies to help turn your website traffic into revenue growth. Let's go. So welcome, Alexis. Please introduce yourself and tell us all about your background and expertise.
Great. Thank you so much, Carrie, for having me on. Alexis Trammell here. I'm the Chief Growth Officer at Stratabeat. We're an SEO, content marketing, and CRO agency. We offer brand strategy, conversion rate optimization, content development and strategy, and much more. I have been at Stratabeat for a little over 6 years now, and I've been in the content marketing space for over a decade. Came from video production and advertising, and now I'm at a solely organic agency and helping Stratabeat grow and getting to work with some really awesome clients in the technology and SaaS sector. We work with med tech, green tech, really any kind of tech, plus any B2B manufacturing as well.
Excellent. Well, I know, Alexis, you and I have had the opportunity to work together in many occasions over your 6 years at Stratabeat. So I'm excited to have you on today.
Yeah.
So I know in your role, you are frequently speaking with executives, whether it's the CMO, CEO, CFO. What are kind of the challenges that you're hearing from them in your conversations or discovery calls?
Sure. Yeah. I think that the CMO specifically, or even someone who's like a director of marketing or anything like that, the marketing executives tend to be a little more transactional, right? Like if a CEO comes to us, they know that they need marketing often for, a pretty website, or they may say, I think we need some more, website traffic or something like that. And what we find with executives is they come to us very transactionally asking for something, for a specific service. And when we ask, what are we trying to solve for? They say they say, I need this service. It's like, but what is the problem? Like, what is the service going to help you do? And because we work in the B2B sector, we can almost always guarantee what they need are more leads. What they need are more new deals. And what they're hoping for is for that to come from their websites and from organic traffic. And so whenever we're doing that discovery with them, one of the things that we really want to understand is, what are your key differentiators? We always want to start with messaging, right? You can hire an SEO agency today and they can optimize the heck out of your site. But if your site doesn't have the right messaging, if it doesn't have the right differentiators, if it doesn't actually help people understand how you're different from all of the other competitors, especially if you're wanting to charge more,
Yeah.
then SEO is not really going to help you with those new deals, right?
Mhm.
More traffic is not going to equal new deals. And so that's why when we're first speaking with someone, what we really want to understand is, what is your key messaging? What is your key differentiation? And too often we can't get a straight answer out of everyone on the team, right? A
Yeah.
CFO and a CEO and a chief marketing officer, each of them could have different answers. If we speak to the marketing team versus the sales team, we'll often get different answers. And so it's really important for us to get that input from all of these executives, plus the sales team, plus existing customers. You know,
Yeah.
how do they articulate what makes you different and what makes you better than your competitors?
Yeah.
And what you'll find is that answer isn't always AI, which a lot of the time what we're hearing is, oh, well, we are using AI now. It's like, well, almost everyone in SaaS is using
Yeah.
AI now. Is that
Yeah.
really a differentiator? Let's find out. And so we want to dig really deep into that so that we can understand that. And maybe, AI is a feature also,
Yeah.
right? AI is simply a feature. It's simply a tool. Is it
Right.
actually the end all be all, solve all problems?
Hmm.
Not sure.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah. No, it's so interesting. Going back to the differentiation and positioning, right? It's like the um, CMOs are struggling to do more with less.
Mhm.
Budgets are harder to come by. Getting executives to understand the need for the investment in marketing and those marketing strategies to really drive that customer growth, that revenue growth.
Absolutely.
And as we both know very well, there's a lot of pressure to get everything done yesterday.
Yeah.
And that, to your point of AI, first as a differentiator for B2B companies, it's like it's not that you have AI, it's how you're using AI and how it's making you smarter, different, or like you said, the messaging around the solutions. But the other side of AI being so just prolific across our industry, and especially in B2B, is that people think AI is the answer. And so, what we talked about a little bit before was that the executive teams think that AI is the answer to um, getting leads faster and growing revenue faster. But to your point, it's not. It's a tool. It's not the answer. And so you need to spend budget differently. So talk a bit about kind of what you're seeing is people think that AI is the answer, but what is the answer?
Sure. So yeah, so AI is being used in two different ways in our specific
Yeah.
in our
Yeah.
playing field right now. So Stratabeat works with a lot of tech companies, and then tech companies have AI as part of their solutions.
Yes.
On the flip side of that, we have a lot of marketers who are trying to use generative AI platforms to create content for their websites.
Yeah.
We also see them getting discouraged if they're seeing drops in traffic because they're finding that a lot of their top of funnel keywords are now being eaten up by AI overviews. So
Yeah.
there's three aspects to this
Yeah.
AI challenge right
The
now.
infiltration of
Yes,
AI. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that one of the huge challenges that CMOs specifically are up against right now is they are asked to do more with less at the moment,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And they have their product teams trying to get AI integrated as quickly as possible. And the product teams are very excited about this new AI feature that we have to offer. And let's push that out as quickly as possible. And then they also have their marketing teams trying to create content around all of these new features all at the same time. And meanwhile, the CEO and CFO are like, why are we spending so much money? I heard that AI is making things more efficient. So
Yeah.
we shouldn't have to be spending so much now. Isn't
Right.
ChatGPT almost free? And so there's a lot of misalignment going on around with the executive teams around, one, what are we really trying to solve for here?
Yeah.
Like let's have the same goal in mind, and let's understand that regardless of what that goal is, we need to have a budget for it. And just because we're using AI, just because we're implementing AI, does not mean that AI is this magic wand that's just going to solve all of our problems.
Yeah.
Right. So for instance, I have a chief digital officer who has been doing content marketing and SEO the same way for many, many years. And she has seen a huge drop in traffic. And it's absolutely devastating at the moment. And we found that it's because she's lost a lot of traffic to AI overviews. And she and her team were using AI in order to generate new content. Well, the thing about generative AI is that it can only create top of funnel content.
Yeah.
It cannot tell you what your differentiators are. It can't know all of the intricacies around your specific playing field. It can't talk to your customers to understand why your customers are choosing you. It's not going through all of your G2 reviews and understanding all the pros and cons of you versus your competitors. It doesn't go into that level, and it literally can't. But that's how you win when AI is eating up your traffic today. That's a huge piece of what Stratabeat is trying to do today for all of our customers. Is if they're seeing a drop in traffic thanks to AI overviews, it means they had too much top of funnel content in comparison to the middle and bottom of funnel content. And so what we're helping them do is build out their middle and bottom of funnel content. Again, generative AI can't do that for you. You have to do that. You need that human element to do that. And then you need a fantastic CTA strategy that pulls people through. Additionally, of course, you also should be trying to optimize for AI overviews. You want your website and your resources to be showing up for any AI platform if that's how your audience is searching.
This episode of Revenue Boost, a marketing podcast, is brought to you by Kriglu. Want to boost customer acquisition while saving time and money? Meet Kriglu, an AI-powered omni-channel bid management platform designed to optimize your ad spend. Kriglu intelligently adjusts bids across channels, ensuring your ads reach the right audience at the lowest cost. Plus, with its automation, you'll free up valuable time to focus on your business. The result? Efficient, cost-effective growth, all while maximizing your marketing budget. Ready to scale smarter and faster? Visit Kriglu.com, Kriglo.com, and start saving today. Yeah, so it's, I love all of your examples because to your point, you can use AI, but it's using it in a way that is helping you, understand the competitive landscape or, dive more deeply into your competitor, your differentiator, and understanding kind of how ChatGPT is talking about the content in your arena, your themes and topics. But to your point, if you are only using that to create your content. I know a lot of people at the beginning of using ChatGPT, they're like, this is great. I just say, write me a web page on B2B marketing and then I post it online. And so your point is like, it needs to be more specific, something that adds the human touch. So go a bit more deeply on kind of how you're using that, how you guys dive into that true differentiators at the product level, the solution level, to develop that content, that human lens to rank better and get more traffic on mid and lower funnel.
Absolutely. Yes. So, so some things you need to know about mid and bottom of funnel content is it's going to have a lower search volume. It just is. So, but that's fine because it's higher value traffic, right?
Yeah.
It means that they're more likely to convert when they're actually on your website. Right. And so that's another thing whenever we have someone transactionally just being like, okay, I just need a new website. I just know that I need a prettier website. So I need someone to help me.
Website.
Right. Yeah. They think, okay, well, we just need traffic. It's like, well, you don't need traffic. You need more leads. And then once your website is optimized in order to convert those leads well, then we can start working on getting more traffic. Right. So you don't want to pull people in to a garbage site with terrible messaging where they could literally compare it to one of the competitors and think, oh, well, the competitor's obviously better. Especially, and I can't emphasize this enough. I love to help our clients increase their pricing, right? Like I love to help them set up differentiators that are just so good that they can charge more for what they offer. And it's just a clear-cut decision for someone like, oh yes, you're absolutely worth more than a competitor is. That's just one of the most fun things that we get to do. And so, so your question was, how do you integrate that human element into your content? So everything starts with messaging. Messaging is number one. So you want to make sure that you have the your differentiators articulated well. Everybody at the company, from customer success to sales to product to the entire marketing team, everybody understands what your differentiators are, what your positioning is, as in what playing field are you in, who are your actual competitors in that playing field, and then again, differentiators. Why are you better than that differentiator? We actually were chatting with some project management software solutions just last month, and we asked their salesperson who's doing a demo with us, well, how are you different from Asana? And they say, oh, well, we have AI. It's like,
no.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. I, as a marketer, have a distrust for AI because I understand that if you don't have the right prompts, it's going to be garbage in, garbage out. Right. And so AI isn't it. Like AI can be part of it, but again, it's a tool and you still have to be able to articulate that. And just saying the word AI isn't going to win me over. Right. That's not, again, it's not a magic wand. And so once you have your entire team aligned on what those differentiators truly are, then let's build some solutions and product pages around those. So let's work on integrating that messaging into all of your product and solution pages, into your why you page or your about page. Let's integrate it into your home page. Let's integrate it into your blog posts. Let's get that messaging into your CTAs throughout your blog. And let's even pull it into the help center, right? Like let's all understand why you're better. And then you can convert, right? If you have the right conversion rate optimization, if you're using behavioral intelligence on your marketing site. I know a lot of SaaS companies will use behavioral intelligence on their product itself, but what about your website? How are people consuming your content? And take a look at how they're consuming that, optimize for conversions there. And then let's get a ton of traffic to your website because then people can start converting.
Yeah. Well, I think that's so important to be weaving in your differentiators and solutions. And going back to, I totally agree with you that the messaging and differentiation needs to be one of the very first things. And, my experience, it was, well, we're the biggest. That's not, and I had an analyst one time say, but you have to take a step further and explain why you being the biggest benefits your clients. And to your point, like how you having AI integrated makes you better than the next, or how you're using AI. And so weaving that into all of your content is just, to your point, it's like gets everyone in the same, pointing to the same North Star, understanding why, how, and so anyone representing the brand talking to a prospect is going to reiterate that in a line. And this is all so critically important because of the research that continually says B2B buyers especially are in control. They're the ones doing all the research before they make their decision even to shortlist. So all of these things that all these recommendations and examples you're sharing just reiterate or tie to, for B2B brands that want to win, you need to have your content out there when they're looking for, like you said, the middle of the content. So the consideration phase, like the comparisons, the the how it works, or what is it like to work with you, all of that content. So I love how you've really tied that into your strategy and make sure that it's built throughout and really kind of pulling through
Let
the
me
funnel.
let me piggyback on that even further too, because there's some misconceptions around B2B, right? B2B
Yeah.
buyers are human beings
Yes.
who have true emotions. And whether we like it or not, people make decisions based off of emotion first,
Yeah.
and then they justify it later with the facts,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so that's something that we love to do whenever we're building a messaging platform, is this emotion mapping, is
Yeah.
understanding what specifically is hurting them, what is keeping them up at night, what
Mm-hmm.
would make them happy, and
Right.
just understanding, what are the true problems to the solution they're using today that
Mm-hmm.
you can fix for them,
Right.
and
Right.
how quickly can you fix that.
Mm-hmm.
And what you want to do with your messaging is really just drive a knife into their heart really quick. Just say,
Yeah.
you're experiencing all of this pain that you don't have to be solving, you don't have to
Yeah.
be experiencing if you were to just buy our product.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part of getting the messaging right, and a huge part of B2B that too many marketers completely miss.
Yes.
It's a cliche. B2B marketing doesn't have to be boring. It's a cliche because people are still doing it wrong.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
still thinking, oh, well, it's business to business. So, businesses, don't need it to be exciting. Well, actually they do, because it's human beings who are making that decision, human beings working in those businesses. And
Yeah.
you're absolutely right that B2B buyers, they're in charge, and
Yeah.
they have higher stakes than a consumer does about their purchases. This is a huge, this is their career on the line a lot of the
Yeah.
time. And so they're going to be doing research, a lot of research online, and they're going to be searching for very specific questions uh,
Mm-hmm.
to problems that they're having today. And the best way to find them during that journey is through search engine optimization.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And another key point that you made earlier was talking about the call to action. And I love one of the examples where you talked about is being very explicit and solid about what we solve for you, what our solution, what pain points we're solving and how we do it. But one of the things you mentioned earlier too was you have that consistent call to action, but it's also part of that is here's all the information. We are here when we need you. So
Mhm.
it's not an explicit buy message. It's building the relationship with that prospect, demonstrating that you are the partner that's going to provide what they need and be there for them, and demonstrating that by providing the answers they're looking for throughout their journey. And again, that all is done through a really comprehensive content strategy, an SEO optimized content strategy.
Exactly. Yeah. And so what we've done in the past is we'll develop, it's called a CTA matrix. So that you can have some beautiful CTAs that can appear in the most contextually relevant spots. It makes your content briefs so much faster.
Mm-hmm.
And it those can be used wherever it's most relevant on the website and wherever it makes the most sense. Just too often we'll find a company, a B2B company specifically, if they're blogging, they will have maybe a CTA at the bottom of their blog.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, how many people do you think are getting to the bottom of your blog? I can
Right.
tell you because I use behavioral analytics. I can tell you what that scroll through rate looks like. I can
Yeah.
tell you that it's not a lot. And that's not necessarily a bad thing for the scroll through rate to be fairly low if you're answering their question up front, right? That's okay.
Right.
If you get the answer out as sooner than you had thought that they needed it. But you better have a CTA there before they drop off, before
Yeah.
they leave, so that they know, what do you solve for? Like, not only are you answering their question, you also have the solution to the problem that they're Googling.
Yeah. No, it's so important. And to your point, it's uh attention spans are short and fickle. So it's capturing them when they're in the mindset and engaged with you. So all of your recommendations are so helpful. Alexis, are there any other recommendations that you want to make sure everyone hears from you?
Well, for executives specifically, I think that it's really key for you to not only be aligned with the executive team, the rest of the executive team, but also with your entire marketing team around, key messaging, your differentiators, and where do you want to go? Where do you really want to go? Because there are too many marketers out there who are just chasing any shiny object. And with the, blast of AI content that has showed up in the last couple of years, we've seen some websites really, really struggle because they pumped out so much AI generative content that they just lost all of their traffic really quickly because Google does an update and they're like, okay, well, we know that this isn't original content. We know that this doesn't offer anything new or valuable. It's not helpful content. So you're going to lose this traffic. We're going to push you down in those rankings. So what I would suggest is to start from where you're going to win. So understand, in who is your playing field? Where is your playing field? You can't be everyone to everyone, everything to everyone. And I think too many companies are trying to do that, right? They're trying to be everything to everyone. So really niche down when you can. And then figure out, okay, how are you going to win in this specific playing field? And then don't just hire an SEO agency who's just going to optimize what you have today. You need to find an SEO agency or a marketing agency first who can help you define that differentiation, help you with that messaging, help you with the conversion rate optimization and CTA strategy in your website. And then optimize what's good. Don't optimize garbage, right? So start from figure out where you're going to win. Don't just optimize where you are today.
Excellent. That's super helpful, Alexis. Thank you so much for your time and sharing your expertise today. So how can people find you?
Very active on LinkedIn. You can find me, again, my name is Alexis Trammell, or you can follow Stratabeat on LinkedIn or go to our website, stratabeat.com.
Excellent. I will put that all in the show notes as well. Thank you, Alexis. Really enjoyed catching up and hearing all of your insights today. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carrie. Really a pleasure to be on and great chatting with you again. Love working with you.
Thank you. You too. Thanks. I hope you found this episode of Revenue Boost, a marketing podcast, as valuable as I did. Alexis's insights on differentiation and unique content strategies can really make a difference for all brands. If this was helpful, be sure to subscribe to Revenue Boost, a marketing podcast, for more. Connect with me, Carrie Curran, at revenuebasedmarketing.com for previous episodes and to learn how I can help boost your revenue in 2025.